How does negotiating as a team affect the negotiation process? Well, first, there are some common understandings or observations about negotiating as a team. That is, the effects on the negotiation process. First is the team effect. And this means that when you have a team in at least one party to the negotiation, then this tends to lead to more integrative outcomes. That is, outcomes where you can combine interests, where both parties better their position in the negotiation. You're not dealing with single issue at a time. You're dealing with issues collectively, and thus both parties have the ability to trade off and better their own interests. So you're combining interests and thus coming up with integrative solutions to the negotiation scenario. Next is team efficacy effect. This is the effect that team members tend to see the work product, the output, the efficiency of a team as being superior to that of the individuals themselves. So they see a synergy there with working together as a team, and thus the output is superior to that of individuals. Next is the team halo effect. And this says that basically teams are usually less likely to be blamed or held accountable for negative scenarios than individuals in a given scenario. Part of this is due to the fact that no one can identify exactly who made the decision for a particular course of action when a team takes that action. And then when you have collective opinions going together, it gives the appearance that more points of view or points of interest were considered in taking the course of action. So once again, the team is less likely to be seen in a negative light when their decisions or behavior does not result in a positive outcome. Okay, now what are some challenges that you run into as part of the team negotiation process? Well, one, selecting your teammates. Who you have as part of your team is critical. What skills, abilities, interests, attitudes, perceptions they bring to the team is important. Diversity of opinion is important, but also making certain that individuals get along and cooperate well. And oftentimes this can be difficult. Okay. 2, communication on the team. Communicating between two individuals is difficult enough, but when you have to make it certain that you communicate the same thing to multiple individuals, that is, you have to make certain that any side conversations or side understandings that you have are validly communicated throughout the team and everyone understands that, and to have a collective understanding that's common to a given set of information, well, that's difficult. So once again, that's a challenge. Team cohesion, making certain that everybody on the team gets along, at least professionally or for the purpose of the negotiation. People are different. They have differing points of views, interests, things of that nature. So doing something to foster cohesion around the collective purpose of the team is important. And then information processing. We tend to believe that other people understand things or perceive things the same way we do, but that's not always the case. Actually, it's generally not the case when you have large groups of people. So when you have a team with multiple members there, the same information that's presented to the group can be perceived by members of the team differently. So this leads to common information bias, that is the bias or belief that everyone understands the same thing the same way, but it's actually not accurate or true. So this can be a challenge that you have to overcome. Now, some tactics for effectively working in a team when you're undertaking a negotiation is make certain that there is goal and strategy alignment. Goals, these are the objectives that you hope to achieve in the negotiation. Strategy alignment is the process or procedure you're going to use to pursue those goals. So making certain not only the objective is similar, but also the means for achieving that objective is similar. Part of this can be done by preparing together, making certain that everyone understands the common goals that exist, how those are going to be balanced, if there are any trade-offs to align the goals of all the members of the team. what are the roles that each individual is going to play in the negotiation process, if any, what decision-making authority they have, or how they can express their voice or input their thoughts on a given situation. So preparing together allows for all of this. And then accountability, making certain that individuals are accountable for their own views, their own actions, their own undertakings, and also they realize that they are accountable to the group collectively, that everyone is depending on them, and any failures to meet the expectations of the group thus fall on them and is recognized. So you assess the accountability of each member and make certain they understand the extent to which they are responsible to the other members of the group. These are the difficulties of team-based negotiations and some approaches or tactics you can use to carry this out effectively.